Like, if you're a basketball fan, you grow up a fan, like, you love the Celtics. Well, maybe I guess you could hate them, but obviously having won a championship 2 years ago now, it's kind of cool to just be in this building and kind of, surround yourself with the greatness that is played in this arena. I think it's a great opportunity for people in this city or fans around the area to come and support a W team.
Picture this. Caitlin Clark walks into TD Garden in Boston, the same historic arena where NBA legends became icons. Only this time, it's not about the Celtics. It's about her, the crowd, an electric wall of 19,156 screaming fans, wearing red, chanting "Let's Go Fever," and turning an away game into a homecoming. They weren't just there for a basketball game. They were there for revenge. Just 1 month earlier, this same Connecticut Sun team had poked Clark in the eye, body-checked her to the floor, and ignited one of the most controversial games in recent WNBA history. Everyone remembered what went down in June: the dirty fouls, the missed calls, the tension. And now Clark was back on their court with the entire basketball world watching. What happened next? Nobody could have predicted. Clark didn't just show up. She delivered a performance that will go down as one of the greatest in WNBA history. By the time the final buzzer sounded, she had shattered not one, not two, but 3 league records, all in a single night. She outscored the entire Connecticut Sun team in the final 5 minutes. She made history. But then, in the final minute, something happened that made every fan's heart sink. Clark suddenly grabbed her leg in pain. The cheering stopped. The camera zoomed in. The celebration turned to silence. It was supposed to be the perfect night, until it wasn't. And what happened after that changed everything. Rewind to June 17th. What was supposed to be just another regular season game between the Indiana Fever and Connecticut Sun quickly spiraled into something else entirely. A battle. And at the center of it all, Caitlin Clark. It started with J.C. Sheldon. A hard foul, a hand swiped across Clark's face, an eye poke that had Clark visibly shaken. The refs called it a flagrant, but fans were outraged. That wasn't just a foul, it looked personal. Then Marina Mabrey stormed in and delivered a body check so blatant it sent Clark flying. Tempers flared, scuffles broke out, players were shouting, benches nearly cleared. The game turned into a war zone. But here's the part that really lit social media on fire. No one got ejected. Let that sink in. Caitlin Clark, J.C. Sheldon, Marina Mabrey, and even Tina Charles all slapped with technicals. That's it. No ejections, no serious consequences, just warnings. And the message was clear. Clark would have to protect herself because the league wouldn't do it for her. Fans were furious. Analysts were calling out the officiating. The incident sparked debates across the sports world. Was Clark being targeted? Was the physical play part of the strategy to stop her? Whatever it was, the tone had been set. And when the Fever and Sun were scheduled to meet again, everyone circled the date. This wasn't just a rematch. This was a grudge match. And Clark, she didn't forget a single thing. By the time the Indiana Fever touched down in Boston, everyone knew this wasn't just another game. The matchup at TD Garden had all the ingredients of a classic. Historic venue, massive crowd, and the bitter taste of unfinished business. Clark remembered everything. The eye poke, the body check, the smirks from the Sun bench. This wasn't about standings or stats anymore. This was personal. And it wasn't just Clark who felt that way. Her teammates came with fire in their eyes too. Sophie Cunningham made her presence known early. She wasn't there to score first. She was there to protect. The Fever had learned from the last game. This time, they weren't going to let anyone take cheap shots at their star without a response. Cunningham, physical and fearless, stepped into the role of enforcer. And the crowd, completely unhinged, in the best way. More than 19,000 fans packed the arena, but it felt like every single one of them was there for the Fever. Red jerseys flooded the stands. Fever chants bounced off the rafters. TD Garden didn't feel like enemy territory anymore. It felt like home. The Sun tried the same strategy. Full court pressure, multiple defenders on Clark, bumper, trapper, frustrator, make her think twice, make her doubt. But this time, the Fever weren't rattled. This time, they were ready. The roles were reversed, and the Connecticut Sun were about to find out what a locked-in Caitlin Clark and a united Fever squad really looked like. Something had shifted. The moment the ball was back in Caitlin Clark's hands as the primary playmaker, it felt like the Fever finally remembered who they were. The pace picked up, the floor opened up, the chaos turned into calculated speed. Clark wasn't just scoring, she was orchestrating. Her passes zipped with purpose. The movement returned. No more standing around, no more isolation plays. This was the style that made them dangerous at the start of the season. It started with Kelsey Mitchell. Freed up by Clark's gravity, Mitchell found her rhythm and torched the Sun for 20 points. Every time the defense collapsed on Clark, Mitchell made them pay. Her shot was automatic. Her confidence, unshakable. Inside, Natasha Howard turned into a wrecking ball. She dominated the paint with 18 points and 13 rebounds, feasting on easy looks created by Clark's vision. When the Sun tried to double Clark, Howard made them regret it. Even Aaliyah Boston, struggling with her shot, found other ways to contribute. Rebounds, screens, smart passes. She didn't need to score to be effective. She just needed to fight. Off the bench, Sophie Cunningham brought fire. She drained timely threes, fought for loose balls, and kept the energy sky high. She wasn't just a spark, she was gasoline on an already burning fire. Every player played their part. Every pass had purpose. Every possession meant something. This was the Fever's true identity. Fast-paced, unselfish, unafraid. And they weren't done yet. On paper, it didn't look like a classic Caitlin Clark's performance. She shot just 4 of 14 from the field, only 1 of 7 from 3. For most superstars, that kind of stat line signals a quiet night, maybe even a disappointing one. But that's where Clark is different. While fans focused on the flashy highlights and physical plays, she was quietly rewriting the WNBA record books right under everyone's noses. Every drive that ended in a pass, every smart dish on the fast break, every behind-the-back assist threading the needle through traffic. It was all building toward history. First came the assists. Clark dished her way to becoming the fastest player in WNBA history to reach 450 career assists, doing it in just 53 games. The previous record? 62 games. That's nearly a 10-game gap in a league where every game matters. Next came her range. Despite struggling from deep that night, she officially became the fastest player to hit 150 career three-pointers, a milestone that speaks to how quickly she's adapted to the pro level and how deadly she can be even on off nights. Then came the streak. 40 straight games with 5 or more assists. That's not just consistent. That's elite playmaking few guards in league history can touch. While most players need big scoring nights to stand out, Clark proved something different. Her value runs deeper. She was controlling the game without dominating the box score. But what happened next? That's when it really got wild. With 5 minutes left on the clock, the game was still up for grabs. Connecticut had clawed their way back. The crowd was on edge. Every possession felt like it could shift the outcome. Then Caitlin Clark flipped the switch. In those final 5 minutes, she outscored the entire Connecticut Sun team by herself. Let that sink in. One player, 5 minutes, more points than an entire professional roster. This wasn't about flashy step-back threes or deep logo bombs. This was Clark at her most surgical. A steal that led to a fast break layup. A behind-the-back pass to Howard that set the crowd on fire. A crossover that left defenders frozen before she exploded to the rim. She wasn't forcing the game. She was commanding it. The Connecticut defense, once so confident, started scrambling. Double teams came late, rotations broke down, and Clark kept making the right reads, whether it was a shot, a drive, or a dime to a cutting teammate. It was basketball IQ on full display. And the best part? Her teammates responded. Kelsey Mitchell kept hitting daggers. Natasha Howard battled for every board. Sophie Cunningham sacked the momentum threes. But make no mistake, this was Clark's stretch. 5 minutes of domination. 5 minutes of total control. 5 minutes that reminded everyone exactly why she's different. It was the kind of closing performance that separates stars from legends. And just when it looked like nothing could go wrong, it did. It happened in an instant. Just moments after delivering a masterclass and closing out the game, Caitlin Clark made a routine pass to Kelsey Mitchell, and then it hurt her. She clutched her right leg and winced in pain. The celebration screeched to a halt. The cameras caught it immediately, her face twisting, her steps slowing, her eyes welling up. She tried to walk it off, but every movement said otherwise. Clark wasn't okay. It was her groin, the same injury that had been bothering her earlier in the season, the same one she'd fought through in silence. Now it was back, and this time, it looked worse. She took a seat on the bench, head down, visibly emotional. A night that should have ended in triumph suddenly carried the weight of uncertainty. Fans watching live held their breath. The arena, once deafening, turned eerily quiet. Coach Stephanie White offered little afterward, only confirming that Clark felt something and would be evaluated. No answers, no timetable, just fear. This was supposed to be her night, her moment. Instead, it ended with tears and a question mark. Caitlin Clark had just made history. 3 WNBA records shattered in one night. She led her team to their 3rd straight win. She silenced her critics, outdueled the Connecticut Sun, and reminded everyone what greatness looks like. But that's the thing about greatness, it comes with the cost. A groin injury now hangs over everything. And groin injuries, they're tricky, slow to heal, easy to aggravate. According to sports medicine experts, even minor setbacks in that area can linger for months if not handled carefully. The timing couldn't be worse. All-Star Weekend is just days away in her own state of Indiana. She's a captain, scheduled to headline the three-point contest, the face of the league's marquee event. Now, everything's in doubt. This was supposed to be a victory lap, a celebration. But instead, it ends with the spotlight on the bench and questions about whether she'll even suit up. The Fever need her. The league needs her. The fans, they're just hoping. Because what Caitlin Clark gave us that night wasn't just stats, it was heart, resilience, and leadership. If you're rooting for her recovery, drop a comment below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell because Caitlin Clark's story, it's far from over.